What's going on, guys? This is going to be a video on how to remove a Mark 6 Golf steering wheel. This clearly isn't a Mark 6 wheel. This is a Mark 7 carbon fiber Golf R steering wheel. I bought this base Golf with the steering wheel on it, and I don't really feel like swapping it over to my Golf R. I'd rather have a Mark 6 wheel on a Mark 6. So I'm gonna take this wheel off, put the stock one on, and probably just sell this one. If it didn't have the blue stripe and the R logo, I'd probably give it to my girlfriend because she has a Mark 7 GTI. But I do have a couple local buddies who have Mark 7 Golf Rs, so one of them will probably buy it. All right, so to get started, you want to take the negative terminal off of your battery. All right, it's been 10 to 15 minutes, so now we can put the key in. Turn it to the on position. Kind of have to move the steering wheel to get it to turn. All right, so it's in the on position. So now the steering wheel is unlocked. You're actually gonna leave that key in this entire time, all the way up through until after we get the new airbag on, or like the original airbag on, in my case. So now you're gonna turn the wheel about 90 degrees to the left. You also have to adjust this, so you gotta release this lever down here. You just press it down. You're gonna pull you want it all the way out and up. That should be the easiest position. You can lock that again. All right, so we are going to go behind, back here. There's this spot back here in the steering wheel. And what you want to do is stick a flathead screwdriver in there to release the airbag off of the steering wheel. All right, so as I'm doing this, so I basically have my screwdriver pointed up, not down. I have it pointed up until I can feel it grab on something. So then when I try to basically lift up on the handle, I can feel it rotate something in there. And as I'm doing that, you can watch this view. You can see that airbag move. See that? Hopefully that's clear, because the airbag is moving quite a bit. Maybe this view might be better. I have done this before on my Golf R. I'm not sure if that quite did the trick. What I might do is just try gently pulling on this with one hand as I release it with the other hand. Let's see if that does anything else. I'm not sure if that did the trick, but we will see when we get the wheel on the other side. All right, now we'll try the other side. It's the same exact thing on the other side, so there's no point in showing you guys. Again, I'm gonna have the screwdriver facing that way, up as far as I can in that hole. And again, you can see the airbag start to move when I'm doing that. So let's give that a shot. Try and pull it out. There you go. All right, so actually, that other one did not release because you'll definitely know when it releases. Sorry, I'm a little bit rusty because I did my other one like probably 2 years ago. It pops out pretty far actually when it releases. So actually I did not get that other side correctly. So let's bring the wheel back over here and I'll try that again. The method that I was explaining is correct though. You know, you want to point upwards and then swing the clip down. Okay, so as I'm lifting up on the screwdriver, the airbag is moving, but it's not popping out. Okay, there we go. Pulling it a little bit is all I needed. So we're good. Airbag is ready to be removed. Just have to actually unplug it. There's the little harness for it. So there's a white tab up on the top that you can pull out, and beware of these little springs that want to pop out. There's a shot of where that spring goes, and right there on the opposite side is where the other one goes, right there. I don't really want to put it on right now because I think it might fall right back off. It's a little bit tricky to get your fingers in there. There we go. Actually came out a little uncomfortably easy. I kind of was hoping it would be in there a little bit stronger than that, but the white piece didn't really look like it was pushed in to lock it before. Like, it should be pushed in like that. So for all I know, this thing could have not been actually in there all the way. What you're supposed to do is press it in, you hear that little click, and then press that, and it won't be able to come out. So that's good. It was not like that, as you guys saw. It probably was fine, but I also wouldn't have been surprised if it wasn't in there far enough. So I guess it's a good thing that I'm removing this before I sell the car. So now let's get this other spring back in there. All right, now this airbag is good to go. Oh, and when you are storing one of these airbags, or it's just gonna be sitting for a little while, it's recommended to put it like this, facing upward, so that if it does just spontaneously blow, it'll just kind of like shoot the airbag up, instead of if it's upside down and it shoots, this whole assembly is gonna become like pretty much like a rocket. It's gonna be a projectile. This whole thing's gonna shoot up, and this thing does weigh, I don't know how much these things weigh, but I would guess about 5 pounds. So, you know, you don't want this 5-pound thing to be shot up at your face. So just to play safe, just, you know, stick it like that. All right, to get the actual steering wheel off, there's this bolt in the middle. It's a 12mm 12-point. The steering wheel wants to turn. My gut tells me to remove the key so that the steering wheel can lock, so it'll counter hold that bolt. But let's see if we can get it out without doing that. I'm just holding the wheel. I don't know if it's really gonna be possible. It's 37 foot-pounds is the torque. So one note about this bolt is that it's only supposed to be used 5 times. There's the bolt, just came out. You're only supposed to use it 5 times. So you're supposed to mark it every time. It doesn't look like the previous owner marked it, so that's not good. I mean, he may have replaced it, but I doubt it. So I'm just gonna mark it twice so that the next owner knows that this was used twice and they'll only use it 3 more times. So the steering wheel is ready to come off, so it should just pop right off now. Looks like it's just held on by these little tabs right here and right here. So probably have to give it a little bit of a wiggle, or a little bit. There we go. Just wiggling it back and forth. There we go, it's off. My steering wheel is really nice. I like it a lot. I just don't really like it in a Mark 6. So I'll probably get a similar style. Honestly, that exact wheel in the style of a Mark 6, I would love. That would be really, really nice. If it was a Mark 6 style wheel, I would take it and put it in my Golf R in a heartbeat. Let's try to line this guy back up. As you can see, there is a mark on the steering wheel and there's a mark on the gear that the steering wheel goes on. There's a lot of teeth on this, on the steering wheel and that gear. So it looks like I lined that up correctly. So let's try to wiggle that on. There we go. I don't know, what do you think? I think I got it. Yeah, looks like I got it. It almost looks like the steering wheel's off by a tooth, but it's because there's some light that's hitting that weird. See, like that, it looks like it's dead on. All right, so that's perfect. The connector's still up there, so we're good. So let's get this bolt back on, then I'll mark it twice. All right, let's go get the torque wrench and set it to 37 foot-pounds. Didn't have to remove the key to do that. So now I'll go grab a permanent marker and mark this bolt twice. This bolt's a little bit dirty, so I'm actually gonna go debatably a little bit overboard, and clean it just a little bit. I just want to make sure the mark sticks so that, you know, there's no point in marking it if the mark is gonna come right off. All right, I cleaned off that bolt. It's nice and dry, so now I'm just gonna give it its 2 marks. And now I can get that airbag back on. So here's the stock airbag. I'm gonna get that. Well, first let me just give it a quick little inspection, make sure everything looks all right. Nice little hair in there, it's kind of gross. Everything looks good, so let's get this guy in the approximate position. Make sure that the wire isn't tangled up, and plug that guy in. Okay, didn't blow up in my face, so that's good. Push that tab and give it a little tug to make sure that it's still in there. It is definitely locked in there. So we're good there. The steering wheel's on and the airbag is now about to be in its final position. There you can see on the side, this is the little tab that you actually unlock in that first step when you're removing the airbag. So that goes into that cutout right there on the left. And then there's the one on the right, looks identical. And there's the other piece. So there's really nothing special. You just have to press it back down into place. You should hear them click into place as they get into those slots. So let's try to push a little bit harder. Okay, there we go. Definitely heard a nice click on the right one. I don't know if I heard it on the left one. There we go. So let's get the battery back on and test out the horn and make sure that still works. But I mean, the harness is in there, so everything should be good to go. You are supposed to, they say, keep the key in there even when you reconnect the battery, just to prevent anything crazy from happening with the airbag. That's what they recommend. So let's go ahead and put the negative terminal back on. So now let's try giving it a little honk. Okay, the honk. Does the horn not work on this one? Let's start her up and see if the horn's broken. There we go, it works, but you have to like really press hard on it. Oh, I think it wasn't fully in place. It just kind of shifted. And now it moves much better, and now you can actually honk it easily. That was kind of weird. I don't see any other clips, but I guess it just wasn't seated in there correctly because there was no gap down here. It was like pressed in like that. So now that I just kind of like gave it a press up here, the whole thing looks like it's centered in there much more nicely, and you can definitely hit that much more easily. See if it honks more easily now. Yep, it's way easier. All right, so that wraps things up. Hopefully you guys liked this video. If you did, leave a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button for a lot more stuff like this coming. Got another Golf R coming next week. Gonna be selling this one, so I gotta swap a lot of stuff over, so I gotta do a lot of simple mods like this. Stay tuned. I upload on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays, so I will see you guys on Wednesday.